Is it rolling? It's rolling.
Awesome. This is a horrible time for me to start eating a Swedish fish. I have gummies stuck in my tooth. Anyway.
We're gonna roll out.
Welcome to Psychonauts.
Forever.
They're worth it.
Welcome to Psychonauts 2020. Last we saw you, it was late at night. You guys had discovered your plans for the next day were missing, but fortunately Moosh has a good brain and remembered the plans, so you guys have a bit of an outline for the activities for the camp today. Congrats.
You guys all get away from Moosh? No.
No. So you guys went back to sleep. It's about 6:43 in the morning, precise, when into the area of your guys' cabins comes running a child who yells, "There's a ghost! There's a ghost! There's a ghost!
There's a ghost!
What?
Ghost?
What do you mean? What Pascal comes out and just kind of looks at the child like, what do you mean? What is happening? A ghost?
Ernest hears ghost and just turns over and pretends he didn't hear it. Baylor does the same thing.
Moosh
So
grabs his equipment. He probably has a camera, and he's going out because he's like, "Ghost where?"
And you see that this kid is. Hold on, I'm going to be using those sketches I did ages ago. The kid is the one in the bottom left, Mac.
Oh.
He's got a little weird, scary hockey mask on his head, and he's got what looks to be, you hope, strawberry jam stains on his jacket.
Moosh blinks at the child.
He's jumping around and he's pointing and he's like, "Over in the GPC! Over in the GPC! There's a ghost! There's a ghost!" Avery comes out at this and is like, "There's a ghost? Why is there a ghost?"
I'm pretty sure it's probably nothing, and it's probably just something, It's probably nothing. Let's just go and check it out.
I'm so sorry,
let's
but
go
Moosh is
check it
already gone.
Oh.
Let's catch up to Moosh before something actually does happen.
I'm so sorry.
You guys run out to the wilderness area, running after Mac. A bunch of other kids who are waking up see the commotion and watch. A couple follow, and he leads you into the wilderness area towards the front of the GPC, and you guys see there, in the trees, a shadow moving. I need an intelligence roll from those witnessing it.
Okay.
Okay, am I gone? Am I just gone, or do I see this too?
You're there. They catch up to you.
Okay. I forgot how rolling works. It's the D6, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Torres is blind.
Intelligence, you said?
Yep.
All I can think of is when fucking Patrick extended his eye.
I'm so sorry.
So. Sorry, I heard a noise. Anyway, so. Pascal and Moosh. You see this shadow, this movement, and for a moment you're scared until you realize that's someone you know. That's Spooky.
He looks he looked frightened at first because he was like, "Oh gosh, what is this? Do I have to like now protect a bunch of kids from some horrible thing?" And then he just like he went from like kind of horrified to just like staring and then squinting. And he's like, "Spooky, what are you doing?"
Moosh is disappointed.
What?
He puts away his camera.
What do you mean? What am I doing?
What are you doing here? You're like scaring all these kids.
Mac
Oh.
yells, "I'm not scared. I was excited."
See? I'm a riot with the kids.
How did
Okay,
you
but-
get here?
That didn't even answer my question.
And now we go to how Spooky got here. Spooky, this was your plan all along. It would be a fun joke and surprise to surprise everyone on the second day with you suddenly being there, so you stowed away on the plane and hid, waiting in the woods until you could make yourself known. And now you have. The joke was good. You did it, gamer.
He just. I was here. I've just been here.
You weren't even. Were you here for the whole counselor breathing? What do you mean
Okay,
you were
okay.
here?
Alright. So, I sort of went invisible and just sort of came on the mission over here, our little counseling thing. I've been here the entire time, just most of the time I was just hanging out in the woods.
Were
I was
you
waiting
even
for them.
assigned this? You did.
Huh?
Imagine getting assigned a mission, this post made by the Rebels gang. Anyway, as I said, this is close to the GPC, which is the Geodesic Psycho Isolation Chamber, the big thing in the woods. You see Mac running up onto that thing, and he goes up to the door and throws it open and is like, "Mr. Kaboom, there's a ghost!" Kaboom was probably sleeping, I'm sorry.
So he goes up to the door of the chamber. And he opens it up with just a loud. You better have a damn good reason why you woke me up.
"There's a ghost in the woods!" And he points, and you can see from the door on top of the psycho isolation chamber, you can see Spooky from where.
Spooky would wave.
Relax, it's not a ghost. It's just spooky.
Hi.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, I'll have you know that I'm a delight. And I am.
Okay. Do that again, and I will. There may not be a ghost this time, but the next time you wake me up this early, there will be one.
Cool. And the kid hops down. Avery watches and just like, should someone tell him that it's almost time for us to start doing counselor work?
I'll do it. He goes and
Maybe I.
no, it's time. It's almost time to do counselor work. Everybody should be up anyway.
I've been
So
tireless.
Pasco's walking up to the thing and he's gonna knock on it.
What now?
It's almost time for counseling stuff. You gotta. You can't be sleeping in.
I mean, I could, but okay, sure. And he closes the door behind him and shuts it and is like, alright, let's go.
I thought he just shut in Pascal's face for a second.
No.
And he's thinking, I wanted to, but I don't think I can slam these type of doors.
Dang.
It opens to the inside, not the outside.
Me outside of character, if I hear that goddamn door go off again, I might go off. Moosh sits there.
Moosh still angry about the ghost.
I'm at my fucking limit.
Let me go apeshit.
As you are brought down, Kaboom, to where the others are, you do see that there were some kids who had come around. Some of them are now crowding Spooky and asking questions like, "Whoa, what are you? Are you a ghost? Whoa, it's so cool, awesome!" Especially that one kid with the mask. One of the kids runs up to you, Kaboom, and this kid is, you notice, dressed like a clown. She has bright orange wavy hair. She's dressed like a clown, has the nose and everything. And she holds up a flower. And she's like, "You gotta turn that frown upside down."
And he just sort of looks around, and he's just sort of like, was there a circus and no one told me, or... Okay, am I supposed to take it? I don't know what to do with this thing.
She nods and she's like, "It's for you."
Okay.
You see that she is the little girl on this sketch page. Her name is Ketchup, apparently.
Who are you?
My name is Ketchup. I'm a clown.
She's so cute.
I assume that's a nickname?
It's my clown name, but that might as well be as good as my real name.
You know what? I'm the last one to judge that, so, nice to meet you, Ketchup.
She beams at you, and she waves as she runs off to go play with some of the other kids, and she's like, "I hope your frown turns upside down."
Sure.
You also notice in the crowd Birch and Helen, who you recall you were going to punish for being little shitheads.
Right. You two. And he sort of just cracks his neck and he's just sort of like, right, I have to be up for this. Alright, I hope you two packed your running shoes because we're going to run the entire distance of the camp.
How many
5
times? Oh, you were ready.
Until I tell you to stop.
Alright. And Birch is smiling, and Helen is also smiling. Her smile is a little creepier.
Ugh.
They, in their matching shirts, both give you a salute and are like, "Let's go!" And they run off unfazed.
Oh, you thought this was going to be on the easy path? No. We're going up on the mountains up here.
Alright, sure. And again, they're unfazed. These kids know how to be bastards.
Alright. Have fun.
And off they go.
And he runs along with them to make sure.
Off Kaboom goes with these little shits. So, meanwhile, you guys all probably are like, "What do we do?" And then remember, it's the morning. That means it's breakfast time. So it's time to go to the main camp hall.
Oh boy, food.
Initials.
Pascal, roll me an intelligence.
Okay.
Also, I'm chewing on a tapioca milk tea candy right now, so I'm gonna
He
say...
is dummy. He has no idea what's happening.
Brain empty.
I'm gonna say Moosh is currently eating a toffee in his mouth.
Understandable. So, you, Pascal, continue on carefree as ever, leading all the kids who have amassed to the campground, the main camp hall. You don't notice this time the eyes burning into the back of your skull. They continue to burn there until you make it to the camp hall. All the kids run in and start running over to the tables to sit together in all these groups. And you guys see Gruff in the little kitchen area alongside a kid.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
The kid you see with Gruff is the one in the bottom left, Ravi.
Ravi.
Gruff looks over at you guys and is like, "Hey there! I got myself a cooking assistant." And Ravi looks over and holds up a big plate of bacon and is like, "I love to cook."
Oh, that's cute.
That is certainly a good occupation.
You're new. Are you a different counselor?
Yes.
Do you eat?
On occasion, yes.
Hold on. And Ravi sets the
Okay.
plate down with all the bacon and runs back to a little back area in the kitchen room, then comes back out with a plate of biscuits. He's like, "I made my own biscuits. Try it." And they hold the biscuit out.
Spooky would immediately take one. He doesn't even think. He takes them and tries it.
It's really fucking good. Like, it's really good. It's nice and it's got like that nice flaky outer crust, but the inside is really soft.
Spooky would like take a second, he'd like eat the whole biscuit and then like clap really loudly and just like, "Yeah, I have to say this is probably the most amazing thing I've had."
"Oh, that's really nice of you, thank you." And Ravi is bashful, but was like, "Would you mind, well, we gotta make the plates, but, oh yeah, the plates." And Ravi and Gruff start putting breakfast on plates for the kids. It's just bacon, eggs, and biscuits. It's like, Gruff starts handing the plates to you guys, like, "Can you put these in front of the kids?"
Yeah, sure, I can do that. I was actually about to ask to help.
Mush scrambles
Yeah,
up. He goes like,
it is.
does the little grubby hands like me.
Gruff hands Moosh one. Gruff looks at Torres and is like, "Good morning, Mr. Torres.
Good morning, Gruff.
You sleep well?"
I slept fine.
Sorry about all that trouble y'all had the other day. Hopefully camp's gonna go smoother from here on out. Here,
Hopefully
have
it
an extra
does.
bacon." And Gruff hands you an extra bacon.
Oh, thanks.
With that, you guys set out to setting the food in front of each kid. This time, Pascal, you don't even need to roll. That kid who kept looking at you, he's making it obvious.
He kind of makes a face as he's setting stuff up, kind of like goes, "Oh, okay," and he was going to he wants to talk, but at this point he actually kind of decides not to, and goes, once he's done like setting up the hits, goes where the rest of the counselors are to,
You see, as you're going, the kid look at you, look to the kid next to him. The kid next to him is wearing a crown, you notice, like a paper crown. He goes to the kid next to him and starts whispering in his ear, and the kid is like nodding and looking at you too, and you realize they're talking shit.
Oh no, he's like, he squints, so he is going to like, well, he was going to go and sit and like get ready to eat himself, but he decides, no, I think I need to introduce myself a little bit better to some of these kids. So he gets right back up. He's going to walk over. "Hello. I couldn't help but notice that you two have been, looking at me. Hello. I don't think we've like talked."
The kid who was looking at you is the one in the top left corner of this sketch page. He looks at you and he squints and he says, "Yes, it's a pleasure. The name is Birdie." And the kid next to him, the one in the paper crown, he's on the sketch page above, top right, and he just kind of sniffs and lifts his head up and he's like, "Who do you think you are to be speaking to me?" And Birdie is just like, "Oh, Ferd, come on." "What?" being an adult does not give him the right to speak so freely in my presence, not without bowing.
I'm sorry, I don't understand exactly why. I mean, I'm a counselor. Why should I bow? Hello?
Because I am Prince Ferdinand. I am royalty.
I mean, I guess in my case, I am royalty?
Yes, of the great clan of Ferdal. I am above you, so show me respect.
I mean, I wouldn't know that for sure. I mean, like, I mean, I'm not royalty, but that's kind of a. He's squinting like this kid.
Birdie looks like he's about to explode, and now he just can't take it anymore. He's like, okay, listen here. I don't know what you're planning, vampire, but I've got a stake under my pillow and I'm ready to use it.
Vampire? Oh, you must be mistaken. I'm not a vampire.
King Ferdinand and Birdie both roll their eyes.
What? He's like in his face, like why are they like? I'm not. I don't know what you. I don't know where you kids get this idea that I am, but I'm not. I'm absolutely not. And
I see your fangs. You can't hide them from me. Just because you walk around in daylight, it does not make you a daywalker.
well, I mean, kid, that's kind of rude.
One of the other kids from across the table chimes in. You see it's that girl on the second page there, like the middle row, Helen. She's like, yeah, Birdie, why are you being so mean? And Birdie's like, I'm not being mean. I'm being precocious.
I mean, I'm not going to hurt you. I don't know where you're getting that idea from either.
Because you're an evil, undead, blood-sucking fiend in the night.
Okay. I'm not evil. That's one thing. I'm not blood-sucking. Oh, heavens, no, please. Oh, God, no. No. And Fiend of the Night is kind of like, no. I mean, I run, like, no. No.
Finally, two girls chime in from the table next to this one. One of them is the one Galley on that page, and actually has a fully colored picture.
Oh, yeah, fully colored baby.
Show
This
that
girl-
toddler.
This girl and her friend chime in, and they're like, oh my god, Birdie, can you shut up for 5 fucking seconds? And then Galley's like, hey, watch your language, miss. Right, sorry. Shit, I mean, shoot. I'm doing better. Look, you're annoying the counselor.
I'm going to pretend that I didn't hear those words. Okay, since you're also defending me, I'm going to pretend that I didn't hear any of that.
Oh, thank God. Look, I'm trying to get better, okay? I'm trying. And then her friend Galley chimes in like, yeah, she's trying. Thanks for not being a narc.
Of course. And besides, I understand that. Anyway.
Here, the blonde girl hands you one of her pieces of bacon, like, I'm not hungry enough to have all of them. My name's Miss.
Oh, well, nice to meet you, miss.
You are given that bacon, and she smiles kindly, and you get the aura of this kid. She is a popular girl through and through. She's even got a gal pal by her side as her, like, permanent posse. Like, this is the girl who walks around camp and commands respect.
Oh, cool. Our new Kitty and what's her face?
Kitty and Frankie.
Our new Kitty and Frankie.
Good to know. Yeah. He accepts the bacon, and he thanks it.
Don't mind Birdie too much. He's insane. Hey, he is.
Okay,
I
I
mean,
wouldn't-
he's super into conspiracy stuff. He's like, whoa, ghosts, supernatural, werewolves. Vampires are gonna kill us in the night. Oh my god, aliens replaced my mom. They did.
I mean, I wouldn't. Don't call him insane. I mean, I guess every kid has their hobby.
You won't like my hobby, vampire. Away from this table. Back! Back! And he points at you.
You know what? I do actually gotta go get to my food now, but please stop calling me a vampire. I'm not a vampire.
Okay, vampire.
My name is. My name is Pascal. Pascal Vaco. You can call me Mr. Vaco. You can call me anything else but vampire. Please do not call me vampire. And he adjusts his necklace a bit.
As you're doing that, Prince Ferdinand chimes in, and he says, "Can I call you Nosferatu?"
Especially not that, please.
I want to say, for comedic effect, the camera during that whole, like, oh, you wouldn't like my hobbies, vampire, it probably pans over to Moosh, who just has, like, all these files on the table, and he's just fucking going at his conspiracy shit again.
Honestly, it is at this point that finally Kaboom and the other two kids make it to breakfast time. They make it through the front doors because it's literally child abuse to not let the kids eat. So like they do their running and they're instantly brought to eat alongside Kaboom.
But he did make sure that they were at the end of it sore, fatigued, sweat-soaked messes. He's like, "All right, now go get your shit. Go get your food or whatever."
Ooh, you swore. Now I'm allowed to swear. And Bertram off.
No, you're not.
They run off. They get their food.
Dead ass just cruel stares at him, just sort of like, "No, you're not."
Birch is too stupid to be afraid. They go off to get their food and run to a table, and they kind of look at the other counselors and wave as they go, and you can tell they're like sweating. They're sweating through their dang clothes, like, but they still seem upbeat, which is strange because they should be miserable.
Head empty, no fear.
Suspicious.
I might have to try a lot harder.
Okay.
Torres, I need you to do an intelligence for me.
Sure, hold on.
Torres. Not Kaboom. Torres. Though, actually, Kaboom can do it too. Kaboom and
Actually,
Torres.
One fear.
Sure.
Can I be allowed to do that too? Because, I don't know, I feel like Moosh would just be watching, so...
Yeah, Moose would be watching the kids. He probably noticed.
Wow.
Spooky has disassociated what he's doing.
You said intel?
Yeah.
Wow.
Moosh
Okay, I
and
see how it is.
Kaboom. Moosh and Kaboom. You both see across this sea of kids, one detail keeps popping up that seems wrong, and it is the fact that like 4 of the kids in the crowd have sodas.
Moosh squints hard, like he blinks. You know, he does his little owl blink, like blink, blink. Oh. And he notices that Kaboom probably notices it too. And he heads over to Kaboom and he tugs on his like sweater. You see that too, right?
Yeah.
Not supposed to have soda in here, right?
Well, I could probably nip this in the butt right now.
But then more would just pop up, wouldn't it?
Well, I mean, if they're gonna insist on putting on more sugar on them, I'll just have to make them work off that sugar.
We should just probably tell Torres.
You can go ahead and do that.
Okay. Okay.
As for me, I'm just gonna go ahead and nip the immediate problem in the butt. And Kaboom walks over to each one of those kids and just plucks their sodas out from their hands.
Moosh is horrified as he's watching this, but he just looks back.
Yoink. And he pours each of them into the respective sinks.
Moosh
So,
looks back.
the kids that you took from in particular are Nellie, Candy, Lenny, and of course, Orson. Those are the ones you took sodas from.
Holy shit.
In particular, Nellie raises a fit because it's like, no, wait, I have an addiction, please!
Yep, yeah, sure you do. And guess what? I have an announcement for each and every single one of you. If I find that any of you are drinking those sodas, then you are, along with these two sweat-soaked troublemakers over here, are going to be joining my little exercise program. Because if you insist on consuming that much sugar, then I will be sure to make sure that you work off every single sugar-soaked calorie.
The kids look at him in horror or amazement, or a mix of the two, and they all nod. Except, of course, Marty, who's just grinning.
Pascal, who was
Which
probably...
Have I made myself clear?
Which one's Marty? Hold on, let me look. Oh.
Marty is
Coat-
the kid
coat
with
bitch.
the big coat.
The black market kid.
Yep.
God, Pascal, who was probably already eating, was he just looking up and he's just sipping his drink.
Okay,
Probably
I
or
just-
sipping his
I
own
do want to
soda.
say, like, Moosh does not approve of Kaboom's methods, probably, but it's effective nonetheless. But he does eye Marty, but doesn't say anything, and instead scrambles over towards Torres.
Which, by the way, to the four that I just caught with contraband, I want you to step forward this instant.
It's like, you hear an uproar from the crowd, like, come on, that's unfair, man, Jesus! Like, a bunch of kids like, dude, that's fucked!
Oh,
You know,
somebody
listen,
say the curse word!
Okay, listen, Pascal's getting up now. Okay, Kaboom, I think... Okay, you've took their sodas already, and this is the one time. If they do it again, then they have to do whatever the heck you're planning to do. Make it a warning.
My inner
No, he's
teacher
just
is about
asking them to
come out, but I'm sitting here like,
No, he's just asking the four to step over just to know who they were. So, who were they again? It was Nellie.
It was Nellie, Orson, Lenny, and Ignis.
Rip.
In the midst of this, one kid does get up, but it's not any of the ones who had a soda, it's Orly. Orly just makes a beeline for the counselor's table and hides behind Torres.
Okay, so wait, Nelly,
Okay.
Orson, Lenny, and Ignis?
Yes.
Okay.
Okie doke. So he looks at each four of them, and he isn't doing the yelling voice this time, but he's like, okay. So you four, you, along with those two other troublemakers over there, he points to Birdie and the other one whose name I'm kind of blanking on.
Oh,
But he points
you
at-
mean Birch and...
Birch
and
sorry,
Helen.
Birch and Helen. You, along with those two, are going to be joining me on a little bit of an exercise run first thing tomorrow morning. Be sure to pack yourselves some good running shoes and some good exercise clothing, and you're going to be needing it.
Ignis is like, cool, okay. But Lenny looks disgusted. Orson is overdramatically scoffing, like, "God, you cannot expect me to sully myself with such
Oh. And he walks over to Orson and he's like, "Oh, so you think you're better than the rest of them, huh? You think that you are just so much above all of this? What was your name again? Orson, was it?"
Yes, and I am above this.
I want you to drop down and give me 20 right now.
You cannot expect me to do something.
1, 2,
You can't hurt me.
3.
Alright,
If you
Tori
make
is
me
gonna
count up to
step in.
5, then you are going to be running first thing right the fuck now, aren't you, you little shit stain?
Okay,
Alright, Taurus is
Yeah,
stepping
you're
in.
getting a bit out of hand. Just breathe.
And Kapoom's getting a little mad. He's like, nope, you better drop down and get me 20 right now.
Kaboom, step outside with me real quick. Just step outside with me real quick.
Kaboom follows reluctantly.
Okay, you know what? The teacher side of me, the counselor side of me is just fucking coming out right now, and I'm like, oh, Kaboom, fuck, you don't do that to children.
Kaboom doesn't know. Kaboom is an angry man. He's got trauma. He don't understand how to be a nice person.
So Kaboom and Torres are following.
Can I
Or
do something?
Yeah.
I want Moosh to actually stand on a table and kind of like he clears his throat a little bit and he's like, okay, well, despite all of that, if we do catch you again with contraband, we will have to unfortunately punish you, and hopefully not with his methods, but nonetheless, please do not let us catch you with soda again. Or any kind of contraband. Thank you. And he steps back down.
The 4 kids who were up front kind of hurry back to sit. You see Orson is shaking.
He really knows how to put the fear of the universe in the children.
He needs to not.
Hopefully not, because that is actually very bad for their mental state.
Yeah.
Avery looks uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I'm just about making people scared in like a funny way. Not like that, dang.
We cut to Torres, and we cut to Kaboom just outside. What did Torres want to say to Kaboom?
Kaboom, what was that? You can't just scream at the children like that.
yeah, sorry that I kinda don't know what came over me.
Is it gonna happen again? Because we can't have that here.
No, it won't happen again.
Alright, just God, don't scream at the children.
Yeah, sorry, that it's just that kind of stuff I guess kind of gets under my skin.
The door to the hall opens, and out steps, again, you recognize, Ketchup from earlier. She runs over to you both, and she's like, sorry, can I come out here right now for a second?
Oh, is something wrong?
No. Here. She hands Kaboom her biscuit.
Thank you.
You were out running. You need extra energy. So here's my biscuit.
Thank you.
She reaches up to her nose and squeezes it, and it honks. And she giggles and then runs back inside.
Damn it, I really wish I had a bicycle horn.
See, the kids aren't all bad.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Do you need to stay out here a bit longer to calm down, or are you all set to come back inside?
Yeah, I think I'm good.
All right.
When you do go back in, or as you see Orly is sitting in your spot at the counselor's table.
Oh,
Oh, this is gonna become a habit, isn't it?
Is
Did you say
he?
that to Orly?
Is that kid like stalking you or something? Or
I mean, I don't know.
what did you do to that kid?
I didn't do anything.
he existed.
Orly gently pats the table, like pat, 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 pat. Just little one hand after the other. Pat, pat, pat.
Oh, I'm gonna cry.
No.
Huh.
Orly looks
Well,
at
they're harmless enough.
looks at Kaboom, and then looks at Torres, and goes over to Torres and hugs his leg.
Torres just pats the top of their head.
Is Moosh around this right now? Because, like, Moosh is
Yeah,
probably...
you can see it.
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
assuming that these guys have just approached the table, they just haven't sat down yet.
Yeah.
Moosh does actually stand up to go over to Torres for a second to talk to him. Like, oh, Torres.
Huh?
By the way, I think the kid over there, and he kind of like looks over at Marty for a quick second. I think he's up to something again. No idea how these sodas got back in, but we should probably keep an eye out.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye on them.
I don't think Kaboom's punishment will be much, so yeah, the problem's gonna keep popping up again until we figure out who's doing this. So,
I just wish I knew where it was coming from in the first place.
I have a suspicion.
Oh,
Yeah, do he care to share that suspicion?
Probably smuggling in. That kid over there. I don't know his name. He has the long trench coat. Probably good for hiding soda. Maybe they smuggled them in over the fence. I know some kids used to do that.
Hey, Ghostface. What was your name? Spooky?
Oh, yes, hello.
You can turn invisible pretty easily, can't you?
Yes. Normally.
And you seem to be able to fly into high places, I guess, with this.
Yes, indeed.
So why don't you just follow that kid? Keep an eye on him from a distance, but just keep an eye on him for a little bit. Watch where he goes. Report back for any suspicious activity.
Mission accepted. Like, Spooky would probably want to turn invisible right there. Just like...
Avery, so I'm like, not right now. We have to do the camp activity first.
okay.
Wait until sundown.
All right. That makes... Yes. I'll wait.
And Kaboom looks over at Avery and he's like, "Are you okay?" Or
Just hold again. Sorry, I'm never used to the shivering.
hold on. And Kaboom sort of rubs his hands together, puts a hand on his shoulder again, and sort of does the heat up trick again.
Thank you. What was the camp activity for today again? And he looks at Moosh, and Moosh, you recall, because you're the one who remembered the camp schedule, today was Arts and Crafts Day.
Arts
You
and
and the
crafts.
counselors get to drag out all the art shit so that they can do a special art activity before they're given free time.
Yeah, Moosh does kind of clap his hands together, does a little rubbing, and he's just like, arts and crafts. Oh, it's a pretty light
Ooh.
day. I don't know why the kids were
Nice.
making such a big fuss about it.
Well, sounds fun enough.
Indeed.
Avery's like, well, I guess we should go to the camp, the counselor's storage and get the stuff. And Gruff runs over and is like, I'll help. I'm a strong fella. I got these big arms for holding things.
Thanks, Gruff.
Always there to help out, huh?
Gruff gives a thumbs up like, what would you do without me? And they go off and they come back out carrying a bunch of, like, you know, those plastic containers that teachers use to store shit, like
Totes.
those, and puts them on a far table and opens them, and there's markers, crayons, colored pencils, papers, all that sort of shit, glue, scissors. It
I
could
need
get
to know,
messy.
is there macaroni noodles?
Not in the box, but Ravi, the kid from earlier, runs out from the kitchen area with a couple bags of noodles. Like, I
Yeah.
want to make macaroni art.
Well, it's an art and craft, so have at it.
One kid runs up, Salida. She runs up, and you see that her skin and her clothes are just coated with dried paint. And she runs up to the box with the paints in it, and is like, okay, this is my box. And she takes it and leaves.
Oh.
Oh,
She goes to her table with her friends and is like, this is my box.
Eh.
oh,
Really.
You're not gonna share?
okay.
She shakes her head, and then Dresden walks over and is like, I would like to paint. I'll share with one person. And then she points at Dresden.
Okay.
I mean, they're sharing at least.
Hmm?
It's time for the kids to do arts and crafts, but you have to do them too. It is required. You have to make something.
Oh, no.
Because
Bruh.
you have to feel included with the kids.
Bruh.
The kids have to feel like you're
I'm
included.
making macaroni art, bitch. I'm making macaroni art.
Is there clay around?
There is some clay, yes.
I was gonna do painting, but Salida kind of took the paint, so.
You could
So-
ask her.
Oh, okay. Maybe I'll ask them.
So Kaboom sort of is thinking, he's rubbing his chin and he's just sort of like, I think I have an idea. And he goes to the clay and picks that up, and he starts setting up like the wheels and stuff. Alright, whoever wants to join. This is both going to be arts and crafts time and a little bit of an exercise for your pyrokinesis. I'm going to teach you how to do some instant pottery making.
That actually does interest a few kids. In particular, one of the kids you took the sodas from, Ignis, runs over and is like, oh, I like fire! I like fire!
Not just controlled fire. This is to help you control it.
I want to control it! I'll control it! I'll make it do what I want!
Okay.
I love Ignis so much. He's such a brat.
Little
And then-
crackhead.
And then,
He's
of
a
course,
child.
coming over is Ketchup, and Ketchup's like, I normally make, paper flowers, or I make little, they're those paper flowers that shoot out the water when you squeeze them, but I want to make a pot.
Alright then. And just a note afterwards, you are free to go ahead and go over to the painting corner and paint your pots.
Those
Okay.
two are like, yeah! So meanwhile, what do the others do?
I'm going
Yes.
over to ask for some paint.
Salida looks at you and is like, you have an appreciation for the fine arts?
Of course.
Do you like Monet?
Moosh kind of cocks his head a little bit, and he's just like, Monet. Sounds familiar.
How about Dali?
Oh, Dali, yes. I really like Dali's art.
Really name 5 of his albums, and then she takes the paints.
Huh? Wait.
She's a little shithead.
Dali. No, Dali, I do actually remember.
Yeah,
That's
I
why
know,
said-
but she's being a
but
shithead.
She's being a shit.
Does Kaboom notice this?
Can I roll intelligence and just fuck her up?
Roll intelligence.
I'm gonna roll intelligence.
Are you telling me Moosh might just pull the ultimate power move on a child?
Yes.
This is gonna please let this be deadly.
Moosh, please, they're children.
Does Kaboom notice this?
20.
You can probably see it from his corner.
So Kaboom walks over and he's like, you know, as much as I do, I am more of a fan of Klimt, Horta, Gilmond, Beardsley, Majorore, Chere, and Baisley myself of the Art Nouveau movement. But I do recognize at least some in the new postmodern movement a little bit. What are your feelings on Picasso?
Oh my fucking god, does Kaboom legitimately do?
He legitimately just spits that at her.
Meanwhile, Moosh also did just spit.
Name the album.
Yep.
He's just like, he just names random albums, but they sound official enough that it's like, wait, did he actually have albums? Salita is thoroughly embarrassed as she scoots the paints over, and her friend Dresden giggles at her side.
God just killed a child.
You hear from one of the tables a kid get on top of it with what looks to be a paper pirate hat and a paper sword. And she goes, Avast!
Oh.
I'm here to lead all of you on a piratey adventure! Join me on my mighty crew! And I actually need to get a picture of her. Hold on.
Oh, I know who this is. I think I had it. Oh!
Spooky is
It's
just.
a baby.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm gonna fucking cry over all these fucking kids. They're all so good. Even the little shits.
I'm not gonna let that child live. I hope you know that. You asked Moosh a question, which was a big mistake.
She was just trying to be cheeky.
No, she
She's a
wasn't.
fucking baby.
Naming things off of at her is not.
You see the kid on the left here in a pirate hat with a paper pirate sword, and she's got a little paper pirate eye patch on. And you see next to her the other kid with the long black hair. She is also wearing a little pirate hat, and she has a little paper parrot taped to her shoulder. She looks infinitely shyer, but is allowing her friend to be making a ruckus like, join my mighty crew!
I knew it.
Oh my
fucking
god,
knew
this
it.
child.
Be careful up on that table. Don't fall off.
I'm a mighty pirate. No table scares me.
Kaboom is reluctant, but he's just sort of like, I'm gonna have to play along with this, aren't I? Okay, and he sort of like, okay. Avast! Ye, you see, Scallywag, we recognize ye and shall parley. For I am the dread pirate, Explodey Kaboom. So, ye wish to be a pirate, do ya?
She hops from the table and runs over, pointing her paper sword. I am a pirate. I don't wish. I am the daughter of the mighty Captain Threepwood. And
Aye, and that you are there, little lass. He just messes up her hair. But, do you know that the most number one skill that a pirate is supposed to have is of woodworking, lass? For what good of a pirate are ye if you don't know how to repair your own ship in an accident?
She blinks and she's like, oh, that makes sense. And then her friend comes over and is like, yeah, that does make sense.
Aye, then what ye should be looking forward to doing is a little bit of woodworking. I'm sure my crewmate Torres will be happy to help you with that.
She looks over at you, Torres. Both of the girls look at you with excited eyes. You look in the art supplies, and there are, in fact, some small, like, just, simple wood, like you could make a birdhouse, stuff like that.
Or like a little cart.
Yeah.
Basic wood shop shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on over.
And Kaboom's like, look, you don't want me anywhere near wood.
Understandable. Have a good day.
Aye. Oh, then good luck to ye. Young pirate Threepwood and her first mate. First
My name
mate.
is Hecate.
Yes, first mate Riggs. Yep. Well, good luck to you both.
They smile and they go over to you, Torres. Orly is still clinging to you, and Orly just looks at you, and you realize Orly opens their mouth as if to say something, and you realize it would have been the first word they ever said, but they stop and shut their mouth.
Their baby.
They are all there to do some wood stuffs with you.
Oh boy.
Hey, Torres. You know what you have to roll?
Oh god.
You have to roll finesse.
Oh dear God.
Sorry.
Pascal is looking through all the art supplies. He doesn't know what to even begin with any of it.
Moosh is a very weird person. He has dipped his hands into the paint and started slapping against like the canvas. You hear like a, but somehow he manages to make a really gorgeous piece of art. You don't know how, but he just does.
Salida looks enthralled by it. Fortunately for you, Torres, you managed to keep it together just well enough.
I didn't cut my thumb off.
Congratulations! The kids do well too, with your good guidance. You notice you have a final member joining you for the woodwork. It's Birdie, the kid with the nerdy glasses. He's over there, he grabs some wood stuff, and he's like, if you don't mind, I'm going to be going, freehand. I don't want to follow the, I'm a free thinker. I like to make my own things. So
what are you thinking of making?
Oh, just a pencil.
A pencil, huh?
He takes out a pocket knife and starts whittling it into a steak.
Oh.
Pascal
Pascal is it Pascal?
Pascal he looks like he's turned away, but you can tell that he's looking, and he seems to be a little afraid, but he doesn't you can tell the look in his eyes is there's a little bit of fear, but he continues like looking through the stuff. he might start make macaroni art or something, because macaroni art's cute.
So he's making macaroni art. Is he recruiting any kids for it?
Yeah.
So the kids that join you, Pascal. You're joined by Nellie. You're joined by Miss and Gally. And you're joined by Wilson. Gally is playing with the macaroni. He's like, do we have more sparkles? Yeah, we kind of need more sparkles.
Let's see if I can find some sparkles. We probably need a bunch of considering this. he's gonna look for some sparkles.
Roll me. That would be probably finesse.
All right.
These kids are so cute. I'm living right now.
These
Those
kids.
fucking love
bastards,
these
too.
He
kids.
found some sparkles. 2 successes.
Nice. Yeah, you found a bunch of sparkles and had them to the girls, and they're like, yeah! And they just start dumping sparkles on their fucking art. Meanwhile, Nellie and Wilson seem to be working together. Wilson is making what looks to be a bunch of fish with his macaroni. Meanwhile, Nellie is looking at their art and is just like, and is like kind of carefully considering where to put each piece, and you don't really understand why.
Is something the matter?
Oh, nothing. I am just making, there's a puzzle. And she slides the paper over, and you can see she's trying to, like, fit the pieces together perfectly.
Oh. That's very, like, precise and everything.
Nellie nods and is like, I like the puzzles. My mother, she told me all about them. We play them on game night.
Oh.
She lives far away right now, though. I haven't seen her since I came to camp.
Oh. Well. I am. Yeah, I'm thinking on words. Like,
If Pascal doesn't have words, let's have him roll speak.
okay. Well, you got a success in that.
Okay, so you do manage to muster up the right words to keep Nellie from getting too depressed. You're like, oh, well, you'll see her again soon, and I'm sure she misses you, all that, and she's Nellie's reassured.
Okay, good. Because I don't want a sad baby at the table, please. No.
Now the last one is Spooky. Spooky, what did you do for arts and crafts?
Okay. So there's probably like a lot of paper and stuff, right? Just a bunch of random things of paper.
Yeah, there's paper of all colors.
Okay. Spooky takes like a ton of paper and goes to walk over to like just an empty table, like nobody's there. And he would try and make one of his projections to draw.
How would
just
it work?
Hmm?
How would it work?
Well, he like looks over for a second and just summons it, and whatever becomes is completely random, but like it's just like a monster. So it just becomes a bunch of weird kinds of monsters, and he just starts sketching wildly.
You catch the attention of Ferdy, Orson, and Mac. Especially Mac. Ferdy looks horrified. Orson looks intrigued. Helen looks scared but excited, like, ooh, like when you watch a horror movie, kind of. And Mac is watching with just full attention, completely like, whoa, enraptured by the sight. He runs off to grab his own paper and some colored pencils and goes to sit at that table, and he just starts drawing just as fast. Like drawing as much as he can, just as fast. The other kids kind of grab some papers and start drawing at a normal pace, but they're the ones just drawing with pencils and colored pencils and
Oh my god.
Well, we know who's the animator in that group.
Spooky is beaming. He is really happy that a bunch of kids just want to see it.
As you're working, Mac runs up to you and is like, hey, look!
Ah!
Mac holds out a bunch of the papers and moves them, and you realize he's made like a flip book. It is of... Well, it's nice that he made a flip book, but what's in it isn't necessarily nice. It's...
Oh no, what is?
It's a man coming out of a lake, like covered in seaweed, and it's just like very sketchy. It's very rough, but like coming out of a lake, and he pulls out a knife from the lake and attacks the person closest to it, and it's just blood and blood and blood, and it ends with just blood and blood and blood all over the paper. He abused the red-colored pencil.
It's
Okay,
nearly gone.
so oh god, it's like very tiny at that point. I'm guessing just like Spooky is like his mouth. He is his mouth's agape. He is just looking at it. It's taking him a few seconds. His projection probably has to like reach down and poke him to get his attention. But right after, he's just like, "This is amazing, just very gory."
Thank you. That's the point.
Okay, if we were going by terms of horror, that is absolutely terrifying.
Awesome! And he runs off to show the other counselors.
Huh?
Oh no!
Oh no.
Oh god, Spooky just as soon as he sees him run over to like another, just like, oh god, what have I done?
He runs up to Torres first and holds up the flip book and is like, look! And just shows off the little animation.
Oh. Wow. But you did a good job.
He shows it to Avery, and Avery forces a smile and is like, mm-hmm. What did you say your name was again? I'm Mac McMillan. And Avery kind of
Oh my god.
Avery kind of takes pause.
God,
Avery takes pause at that.
Avery.
And he's like,
baby.
oh, hey, is your dad and the kid, his face drops and he says, don't talk about my dad. And he walks off. And Avery blinks and is like, oh no. And he resigns himself back to what he was doing, which was just drawing with pencil on a piece of paper.
Oh no.
Mac quickly recovers and runs over to show Kaboom and all of the people doing pottery via the animation. Mac's like, look! And it is, again, a guy coming out of a lake with a knife and just attacking someone by the lake, and it is awful. I mean, it's good because it's a kid making an animation, like, it's genuinely pretty good for a kid his age, but also, god, the red-colored pencil, it's been worked down to the
Okay. So he's like wiggles his finger like to come over, kid. Let me just. All right.
Mac comes over.
First of all, what I would suggest is that see this composition here. You're doing it from a side angle. Why are you doing it from a side angle? If you really wanted to really capture the fearfulness of this guy, I would go for a little bit more of a low angle shot next time. Also, work a little bit on your contrasts. You're going with neutral gray tones here. Trust me, you go with the contrast and you go with those low angle shots that'll really make this thing pop. Especially at the ending scene where he's got the knife. Also, when he has the knife in the air, go for the money shot of showing the knife first to cut from that, then to the action stabbing into the woman. Also, next time when you actually show the stabbing, show it as a little bit more of a shadow on the wall to really get the fear going. Because remember, in horror, it's what you don't see that is the most frightening.
He blinks and is like, oh, yeah. And he runs off, and he doesn't show anyone else the animation. He goes off to make a second pass at this one using the advice.
Haskell never got to see it.
Is. We know who the animator is in this fucking group. Jesus.
Avery sees that and like walks over and is just like, how do you know so much?
When you're stuck in a room for a long time, there's not really much you can do other than just read and watch television. So I watched a lot of television.
It's funny.
And read a lot of books.
I did a lot of reading, but I never watched a lot of television. I do like musicals, though.
Yeah. Do you know?
He kind of presses his fingers together a little bit and clasps his hands together, and he's like, I like cats.
A little bit more of an obtuse musical than I like, but, I mean, yeah, that's a good one. I'm more of a Les Mis guy.
It's a little too sad for me. Life's already pretty sad. I mean, it is good, though. Like, really good.
I mean, if you're wanting more into, like, the goofy comedy type, though, or, like, the feel-goody types, I guess Hair isn't that bad. Or
And
what? Hairspray? Yeah. That's
Hairspray. Avery smiles a bit, and you can tell he's feeling a little better after whatever it was that happened earlier that had him down. The time passes. You guys all make crafts, and the ones who finish start showing them off to different counselors and campers and all of that fun stuff. It's just a big social time. This goes until about lunch. And with that, Gruff has made lunch for everyone and is like, all right, food time. Y'all gonna eat. Y'all gonna eat this food. I've made chicken tenders.
Chicken tenders? Holy shit. I'm usually hungry for chicken nuggets now.
I had chicken tenders earlier, so you get chicken tenders. My tendies. Ooh.
Well, to be fair, the audience is a bunch of children.
Huh?
So the kids do get their food, and they clean up. They obviously go clean up, wash their hands, all that before coming back, and the tables are cleaned. You guys have to clean off the tables to make sure they're good for foodstuffs again, all of that. But they start munching and crunching. All that glitter. Oh god, it's contagious. It's contaminating everything.
So I'm guessing, like, they're at the final bit of their pot crafting, and Kaboom is going to teach the final bit, and that's the instant pottery hardening, that instant sort of kindle technique.
Yeah.
He's just sort of like, alright, so what you're going to hold your pots on the stand like so, and you're going to put both of your hands on each side of your pot.
The kids all
and I want you to go ahead, focus your pyrokinesis into a ball around your piece, not into it. And I want you to hold that ball, highest temperature you can, in the center of your hands, around the pot for maybe about 30 seconds. And I'm assuming they do.
I combined their dice rolls to see how they do. And fortunately for you, they got a group success. So yes, the kids do actually manage.
And he snaps his alright. And he checks their pots, and they're all nice and hard. Alright. Congratulations. You now know the instant pottery technique. But go ahead and practice this to practice control of your pyrokinesis a little bit. Do the ball technique without the pot, and that should help you at least with your focus a bit.
Ignis is like, yeah, and runs off with the pot to go paint it. Ketchup, meanwhile, is just like, thank you. And she hugs her pot and is like, okay. And she goes off to paint it. and it takes a little while, but this is before lunch, but right before lunch, right as everything's getting cleaned up, the kids with the pots finish their paintings. Ignis has just put fire upon hellfire on his pot, but Ketchup goes up to Kaboom and holds out the pot, like, here you go.
This is yours. Don't you want to keep it?
It's for you!
Oh.
Precious.
It has flowers on it, but what's most interesting is you recognize the type of flower. They're lilies. They're tooth lilies.
Huh? Wait a
They're,
minute.
they're my uncle's favorite flower.
And it clicks in him. Ding! Oh. Your uncle wouldn't also happen to be a clown, would he?
Mm-hmm. Wombo Bonbo.
Huh.
You know my uncle?
Yeah, I ran into him once, I think.
Ooh. Yay! And she
Same.
jumps a bit. Like, she's happy about it.
He seemed like a nice enough guy. Has a lot of trouble with women, though.
Oh, yeah. He said that romance is a sad and lonely slope, so I'm not into romance.
That's perfectly fine.
She smiles and she's like, it's for you! And she goes off to go wash her hands and clean up for lunch.
Well, before she does, Kaboom just sort of just messes her hair up and is like, yeah, thanks, kid.
She's giggling as she goes off. Avery walks over and smiles. He's holding his own paper that he drew on, and he's like, I think she really likes you.
I guess.
That's sweet. I mean, it's nice. I've never really gotten along well with anyone, but I think having a kid to get along with would be nice. They're a lot nicer than most people.
Yeah. Yeah, they are.
Avery kind of spares a glance at what he was drawing and is like,
Kaboom looks over.
Oh, he almost hides it, but he stops himself, and you see it's a very, very rough pencil sketch of a woman. She has curly hair, her eyes are closed. It's really well shaded, surprisingly. He's not necessarily good at composition, but it's a nice woman. She's wearing a ribbon around her neck. There's a lot of swirls in the picture behind her. Swirls, and it almost looks like an aurora borealis behind her.
Huh. That's very nice. Sorry, what were you asking?
I was gonna ask where the nearest trash can was, but if it's nice, I think I should probably keep it.
Yeah, I think you should finish it.
Oh, okay. I'll finish it. And
I think we got some making pens over there.
Oh. Yeah, I should. Yeah. He's smiling. He's just as bad with people as you are, if not worse. But, my god, is he trying? He does go over to the pens and just starts working on it again. Even though art time's done, he's allowed to keep a couple of the pens out for personal use. Meanwhile, the kids all get set up for lunch and all of that fun stuff. While you guys are having lunch, Avery continues to work on that picture instead of eating. He says he's not hungry.
I feel like Pascal is covered with glitter now.
Moosh has
What
washed
the
his
hell?
hands. He's clean. But he is waiting for his painting to dry, so.
And Kaboom just does a quick fire flick on his hands and is like, germ's dead.
That is a way to do it.
I can't go.
The germs may be
Alright.
dead, but the dirt's not gone.
Kaboom doesn't wash his hands, he just burns them.
He just
Sanitize.
cleans it in fire.
Fire is the cleanser.
So
Or
you should
as-
wash your hands, but
Torres, when you sit down for lunch with the others at the counselor table, Orly climbs onto your lap
Oh,
and just sits there.
hi.
Torres, when did you have a child?
I
They
mean,
didn't.
Oh,
This kid just like him a lot.
well, that's good.
it's very cute.
Yeah, it is. It is.
God, Pascal is kind of. I think he's been nervous since he saw what's his face? Birdie making the steak because he knew what he was making, and he was like, "Oh God, what the fuck?" And he's just been the entire time during art while he was making the macaroni art and just chilling. He had been glancing over, and now he's still doing it just to make sure.
Birdie
You.
has kept his little wooden stake. It is literally at his hip.
I hate that. What the fuck?
Does Kaboom notice this?
Yes, you can notice it.
Okay, so Kaboom just sort of walks over behind Birdie and it's like, hey, that's a nice little art piece you have there.
It is. I'm very proud of it.
Mind if I see it?
Are you going to burn it?
I don't think that's for you to decide.
Hey,
Well, I won't burn it, but I would like to have it. If you would please.
He grumbles, but begrudgingly hands it over.
Thank you. Mr. Torres, you can go ahead and put this in the appropriate container.
oh,
He hands over the steak to Torres.
I thought you said you were making a pencil.
Is that not a wonderful pencil?
Pascal kind of nervously laughs, like,
well,
beautiful
that
pencil.
It looks like
well,
a
that
Yeah.
yeah. I was going to say that pencil was lacking a little bit in lead.
I didn't have any lead to shove in there.
Well,
So
I
I
would
just
say,
have to
if
make a
anything,
pointy-
I would say, if anything, even if it resembles a pencil, it can probably hurt somebody, so we should probably put it away anyways. In case.
Oh, how very noble. Right. I wasn't
Cool.
thinking.
Cool. So
No, you most definitely were. You definitely have some brain cells up there.
I would just like to
Tropical
inform you
Dara.
that
Whoa.
with that steak and considering your past actions, that does kind of count as a weapon, and you do know what our bylaws would say about using a weapon against a counselor.
I know.
Okay. So, just for this quirky little understanding, I'll go ahead and let this fly and have my associate, Mr. Torres, take the steak. But if we catch you doing that again, we will have to call your parents, and you will have to be shipped home.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Now go eat your tenders.
He begrudgingly munches his tenders.
I swear to
was-
God, thank you so
What did
much. I swear to gosh,
So-
that kid was staring at me with that entire
Moosh.
time.
Can
having
Moosh
art-
slide over
Can
to
I-
like Pascal and pat him on the arm?
He looks like
If you're still worried about that, I can keep watch.
If
he
I'm a
doesn't
bit of a night owl.
he isn't going to stab me anymore, so I'm okay. I'm
What did
okay.
I'll keep
what did I
watch
miss
just
with my
in
day in the
case.
woods? What is with? Are they
Can you
trying?
believe it? That kid is like convinced that I'm a vampire. Ain't it
Oh,
funny?
come on. Oh, well, you have an interesting aesthetic. I
I mean, I
wouldn't,
do. I do.
but like, I mean, seeing they also took me for a real ghost within like the first few seconds I appeared, I
Well,
can
You're a
see them
kid.
mistaking.
well, your own weird choice of clothing and thing aside, that's not enough to have you get hurt over it. So we'll keep an eye on the kid.
What do you mean
Yeah.
by thing?
I just assumed the vampire aesthetic was a kink thing.
Oh,
Taurus is gonna cover Orly.
Orly tilts their head.
You can't say that in front of
Moosh
a
tilts
bunch
his
of
head as
kids,
well.
Kaboom.
I said
And
that
also,
quietly enough.
oh.
You said it in
You
front of
still-
Grandpa. I can't believe it.
you still can't say that. And also,
So-
it's not a kink thing.
When Kaboom said that, you did hear Avery audibly go.
Avery,
Oh,
really? Really? Okay.
It got me. It caught
No,
me off guard. It caught me off guard. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
He's crossing his
Drop
arms and
no,
rolling his
conversation's
eyes.
over. Drop the conversation.
Yes, let's drop that part. I was just gonna say, if needed, I could restrain the child if they try anything anyway. So that's all I was going to
Pascal's
say.
rolling his eyes. He's going to eat his fucking lunch.
Hey, I didn't say your outfit looks awesome.
Moosh paps his arm. If it makes you feel any better, I don't think you're a vampire.
Oh, thank you, Moosh.
Yeah, you just have style.
Thank you, Spooky.
That style looks kind of like a vampire, though.
What? I wasn't going to shame them about it anyway. It's their choice.
Yeah.
We're not continuing this conversation.
Avery keeps
I'm
working on
trying
this
to
picture.
eat. Munch, 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 munch. You just okay.
I feel
I
like
do want to
I
mention
feel like
the way Moosh has been eating his tenders has been like kind of like a fucking, you know, like when you feed a ticket machine, it just slowly goes.
One after the other.
Well,
Incredible.
Like that kind of sound.
And it's just slow munching, but it's like basically like a hamster eating it. It's just like munch, 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 munch. He takes quick bites, and it's gone.
Danger.
You guys have a nice lunch, despite the less than savory conversation topics that arose. At the end of it, Avery does finish his picture, and he's like, now it's time for the kids to be let free. You guys have the job of just walking around camp a bit and keeping an eye on them to make sure nothing goes terribly wrong. But they're allowed to go and do as they please.
alright.
Oh shit.
okay.
Now, as they're off doing their own thing, some kids do grab at you for attention here and there. Things like little Winnie Threepwood and Hecate Riggs, both, running around with their their paper pirate hats and all of that, trying to get into fights with the camp counselors. Pirate fights. At one point, Winnie runs up to Moosh and says, "You fight like a dairy farmer."
Fitting. If you fight like a cat. I can't remember the line. Shit.
You did it right. Yeah, you fight like a cow.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, you know that one! Yeah!" And she runs off again.
That's beautiful.
But with all of this, things go pretty smoothly. Kids are just doing their own kid things, having conversations, playing on the beach, stuff like that. It falls to nighttime. The kids are getting gathered for dinner. when you make it into the room, you see not every kid is there. A few are missing, but even more openly missing and more surprisingly missing is Gruff.
Uh-oh.
There is no dinner ready. Gruff is nowhere to be seen, but it's their job.
Where's Gruff?
I'm gonna
May-
go
should-
look for Gruff.
Here, let me come with you.
Hmm.
Some kids look a little worried. They're looking at each other. Marty is smiling.
Moosh is gonna go over to Marty.
Greetings, my good man.
Moosh blinks a couple of times, and he looks, and he's just like, "Greetings. You don't seem as concerned as the other kids here. Something the matter?"
Oh no, I'm just good at keeping my head on in a tense situation.
What's in that coat?
Oh, nothing. He opens the coat, and indeed, nothing's there.
My brain in the back of my mind, I'm like, this bitch, he either hid something behind himself or he put it in his sleeves or something, but I know Moosh is probably not gonna push, so. Do you know where some of the other kids went then?
Oh, me?
Yes.
Why would I know that?
Well, your sly tone of voice seems to tell otherwise.
I mean, I'd love to see if I can remember where they've gone, but, well. I'm just not making as much money these days, and when I don't have as much money, I get stressed, and when I get stressed, my memory gets shot.
Understandable.
Very understandable. You may want to warn Torres about something.
Moosh
I
leans in
told
closer.
them to keep an eye on Miss. So I wonder where she's gone. And you notice of the kids missing, Miss Mitz, in all her popular girl glory, is in fact missing from the room.
Uh-oh. Moosh is like, oh shoot.
Ravi gets up and is like, okay, I know a lot of us are wondering what's going on, but I know how to cook, so, everybody come stand by the food gathering area, and I'll make us dinner while the counselors figure out what's going on.
Sounds like a plan.
Ravi looks at you all and gives a thumbs up.
Somebody should keep watch.
Avery looks over and is like, I'll do it. I'll keep watch.
Good. You can at least be the fire extinguishers too, in case anything goes wrong.
Oh, that, I guess I could, huh?
You sure you want to do that?
Yeah, I can handle the kids.
Alright. Take care of yourself.
I will. And he does give a little half-hearted, like, it's gonna be okay smile. Ravi gets to the kitchen to start cooking. Some of the kids line up to wait for the food to be done. Avery sticks by to watch and is like, alright, good luck out there. And you
too.
guys head out. Yep. You guys head out of the main hall, and the first kid you see outside is Orly.
Really? What do you...
hops over. Oh, hello.
Orly walks right up to Torres and says, it's happening.
What's happening?
Oh no, that's the first. Ooh.
Huh?
He takes Torres's hand and starts leading him along, like, they didn't pay attention to me, so they didn't know I was listening. They don't know that I know everything.
What are they doing?
What exactly do you know?
A rebellion.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Uh,
He leads you to the wilderness, specifically to the GPC. And right in front of it, standing there, are Birch and Helen.
Oh no.
Of fucking
What?
course.
did this happen yesterday?
Nope.
Oh no.
Hey, what are you two doing over there?
Yes, this
Oh,
other.
hey! Hey there, helpers! What are you doing out this late?
What are you
Well,
here
this is where I sleep, so I know that I can be here whenever I want. But it seems
Well-
kind of odd that you two are here, unless you're wanting a early head start on your exercises.
Oh god, they're
Oh,
in.
you're a weirdo. You sleep in a big brain tank that keeps you from thinking too much.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Okay. Okay, Kaboom. Kaboom. Kaboom.
Don't.
Moosh is...
Don't stoop to their level.
Yeah, we
Do
don't
not
need to
stoop
snap
to their level.
at the children. I get that.
It's
It's
cute you
literally
think you're
dinner
that scary.
time. What?
I don't think I'm scary. I'm just having fun.
Sure you are.
But you had enough fun. Come on. It's like dinner time.
Yes.
You two,
Rough.
go back to your cabins. And I don't want to see you out of those cabins until we say so.
Wait.
Sorry, counselor. No can do.
Wait. Do you two know where Gruff is?
Gruff? Who's Gruff? I've never met a Gruff in my life. Nope. I don't think I know a Gruff. Yeah, no, the name doesn't ring a bell.
He's the
Okay,
guy. Well, they're the
No,
guy.
no.
They
The
know.
person.
Pascal?
Pascal, they know they're just
They
being
definitely know. In
they're
fact,
just being jerks.
looks at my confusion.
Hey, out of character real quick, is the chamber open?
The chamber is open behind them, yes.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Okay, cool. And he turns to the rest of them, like, basically sort of a look like, you gonna let me go ahead and handle this? Or are you still wanting to take the peaceful route?
I mean, I could just grab them.
Well, you guys are figuring out what to do. Birch looks at a nearby tree. And you guys just barely, almost get hit by that tree toppling over behind you.
Oh.
Oh fuck.
Sweet Jesus!
Taurus finally used the line.
Can I?
Oh fuck.
Meanwhile, Helen looks at her fingertips and holds her hands out and says, "Ice of you to drop by!" And you all start getting frozen from the feet up instantly.
Kaboom just takes a deep breath and starts heating himself up.
Pascal's also going to use pyrokinesis. He
You
has
gotta roll
that.
extent to do that, my good boy.
Extend.
Extent.
I don't
Or
have
extent.
that, but can I just force my way out?
That would be strength.
Okay.
Could
I have a 3 in strength. I'm not gonna do jack and shit. but
Is there any way Spooky using cryokinesis could do anything with it?
Pascal got 2 successes.
Pascal, your ice is not as strong as the one on Kaboom. I think Helen saw Kaboom and knew she'd need to go extra strong for that guy, but not for you. So you managed to burn that ice away. It melts. Meanwhile, Torres, you kick your legs out and the ice just shatters. Birch claps his hands like, "Oh, you're strong."
Okay, now I'm gonna roll another thing.
Now, wait. For Spooky, you can't do anything with cryo, but is there anything else you'd like to do to get out of the ice?
Can he just straight levitate? Just force and just pull himself out?
That would be more strength than it would be
I was
extent.
gonna do that, but then, yeah, no, I failed my roll already. I'm stuck.
Okay, I'll just
Ooh.
roll strength
Ooh.
because Spooky doesn't have any heat.
Wait, would it even freeze him? Because he's a astral projection, isn't he?
He's still physical enough to be affected by
Yeah.
shit.
Here.
Oh, help me out!
Could Spooky just pick him up, Moosh?
Pick me up!
Yes.
Moosh does little grubby hands, and Spooky probably comes up behind him and just lifts him up afterwards.
There you go.
Thank you.
Does Kaboom get angry?
Yes, he does in fact get angry. And you all start to notice that it's starting to get a lot hotter around you.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, shit.
Yep. Let's see. I have to roll another extend again to see if the ice melts.
Yes, but I'll give you a bonus because you're angry. You get 2 extra dice.
Angry.
Oh god.
Oh no.
What the fuck?
Damn! You look and you see that Helen is reinforcing the ice around you as you're trying to get out of it.
Can I use one of my actions?
She's giggling.
Cool. She's doing that? Cool. Now I'm just going to decide to use the Kaboom ability then.
Can I use one of my acts, by the way?
Christ.
Can you?
I want to use invisibility.
Yes, but as you're doing that, Kaboom's using his ability. So are you gonna roll that D100?
Yep.
Oh god, fuck. I want to use invisibility to get away.
Let me just check.
Okay.
Oh
Contemplating.
god, I am...
You can get invisible, but that's not gonna get you out of the blast zone. You'd need to roll speed.
Okay, so... Oh.
Okay, you all are gonna have to get out of the way.
Okay, so...
Oh god. Wait,
when I use one of my
so...
acts, do I have to roll anything for that? Or is it just like...
Yes, you roll extent.
Extent? Okay, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna roll extent.
Oh, you succeed on that!
Oh god.
I'm gonna roll extent first, and then I'm gonna roll speed.
So as she's doing that, the first thing she would notice that his collar is beeping. Beep, 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 beep.
Fuck!
And he lets outward his explosive Kaboom ability.
Well, I turned invisible, but I couldn't get away, so fuck me.
Nobody saw you die.
Oh my fucking god!
Oh god, we're all
Thus
gonna get
far,
injured.
everyone has gotten hit.
Wait.
Not Taurus.
Not Torres.
I want to use Torres's success to get Orly out of the way.
You pick up Orly, and as like rough as it is, you toss him, and he does land with a nice little squeak far away. They land far away, right as Kaboom explodes, and all of you need to roll a d6 of damage.
Am I still invisible?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh no!
Oh, you fucked up, Helen.
Kaboom!
Moosh.
Dude.
That's half Pascal's health. You kaboom.
Kaboom.
So you all see a fiery explosion emit from him after that final beep. And once the smoky debris lifts, you see that Kaboom is indeed free from the ice.
But also, everyone's taken explosive damage, including the child that is on the ground coughing.
Are you mad?
I'm gonna have to roll another D100 for what's next.
Oh fuck. Please.
I rolled a d100 to see if you caught the forest on fire. You luckily didn't.
Well, the next thing's gonna happen. As the last thing Helen sees is this angry, on fire sort of inferno, sort of stepping towards her as he leaves behind flames in his footprints. He is a fiery devil in her eyes as he is stepping forward to her, but then the collar beeps even louder. Beep, 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 beep. Containment activated.
Shit.
A violent shock runs through Kaboom's entire body. A shock so great that it immediately turns off the flames and he collapses to the ground.
Fuck.
Birch was holding Helen in his arms, like freaking out about it. The second Kaboom falls down, Birch drops her, runs over to him, and starts kicking his unconscious body.
Okay.
Alright, Taurus is gonna run over.
Can Spooky just restrain them?
Roll
Like-
strength.
So
No, I mean like use their ability thing, restrain.
okay.
Oh, yeah, use your ability
Down,
and you can
down.
just restrain them instantly. What does it show?
Okay.
So Moosh has turned invisible, and even though he was caught in the blast damage, I do want to say he has kind of snuck away to see what's in the geodome area.
Yeah. So, yeah, no, you do hold back Birch, who was like kicking and screaming, like, "Yeah, you fucking freak, you fucking bastard, you son of a bitch, piece of shit!" Like, he's screaming and kicking, and he's angry, and he's trying to beat the shit out of Kaboom while he's unconscious. Meanwhile, Helen herself is unconscious, so you don't need to restrain her.
Pascal is getting up because, boy, he fell. He's trying to make sure that he's okay. He's trying to make sure that everything about him is okay. He checks his necklace, he checks everything. He's like, "Jeez Christ. Oh, God. Kaboom!"
Now, we see you, Moosh. You're in the GPC thing, and you look down and you see a very obvious, too large button compared to the other buttons in the cushioned room.
Moosh looks around and is curious if anyone's around.
No, the others are too distracted.
He presses the button.
A little secret compartment door opens and reveals a ladder down into a lower room.
Moosh is gonna quietly go down.
As you do that, you're heading down. The others, in their panic, don't notice you leave. Until a moment later when Orly runs back over and points at the GPC and says, "Inside!"
Inside? What's happening inside? He's getting up and going over. But he kind of pauses and he's like, somebody should go get... Well, he looks at Helen on the ground like, we should probably take her...
I can get the children. I'll meet you down.
Okay.
And then
Oh,
Spooky
what about
kinda grabs-
Kaboom?
Torres, can you get him?
Yeah.
And Spooky drops the restraints on Birch.
Birch looks at Helen and is just like,
They'll be okay.
don't fucking talk to me.
I'll talk to whoever I wish. You don't have a right to tell me what to do. And he picks up Helen. Dear God.
He marches back with you, and Torres is obviously marching back with Kaboom. You guys walk back in. A bunch of the kids are eating dinner. Avery sees you and is like, what the fuck happened? Whispering so as not to alert the kids.
Well, these two are out late, and Kaboom, well, Kaboom.
Oh, well, come on. And he helps lead both Kaboom and Helen to the back area with the little, like, essentially a nurse's office, like an infirmary type area. He's like, you guys should get back out there to deal with whatever the hell this is. I'll deal with this. I'll deal with it.
Okay.
You guys go back off to the GPC. You make it in. But what awaits you will have to be discovered after the...
Okay.
Break.
Okay. So, welcome back. Before we cut to what is inside that secret room the GPC leads to, we cut to that infirmary. Kaboom, you're in a restless unconsciousness.
Yep.
But a chill spreads through your body and you shoot awake from it. There you see that Avery is the one who put that chill through you. He's got his hands up and he's like, are you okay?
His hand twitches for about a moment as he does still feel the effects of the collar, so kind of lingering a bit, but he shakes it off and is like, yeah, I think I'm fine.
What happened?
He feels his collar for about a moment and feels that it is still kind of hot. They activated it. I exploded. Wait. Is everyone okay? What happened? What happened after that? Did I...
They're
And he
fine.
looks over at Helen and sees that she still has the burn marks on her. And you see him sort of breathing heavily a little bit as he's sort of like, no, Is she okay? What happened to her?
She's just sleeping. She's gonna wake up. Healed her and everything.
Oh, God. He's just sort of holding his head a bit as he's just sort of like, I almost killed a kid.
Avery looks like he wants to say, no, you didn't, but he can't. Because he knows that's what happened, and he's not about to lie about it. He just rubs his arm, and he glances at Helen, then back at Kaboom, and he's just, I know what it's like. I The reason I'm a psychonaut is because they raised me, because when I was 8, I ran away from home. My powers were unstable. They kept going out of control. They almost hurt people, and then one day in an alley, this kid, he kept bullying me. He was from school, and he, I freaked out. I panicked, and he was only my age, a little older. That's why he made fun of me.
I wasn't always like this. I didn't used to be like this.
What happened?
I trusted someone. I thought they were my friend, and I don't know. I don't. I don't remember what they did, but they took something. They took something from me, and it went black. I let them to. I let them in my head, and they took something.
Where are they? Do you have any idea?
I don't. I don't remember who he is.
If you saw his
I know
face, do you
he's.
think you'd remember?
I remember his smile. I know I saw a smiling face when he did it. And something about being on top. And then nothing.
Do you think the Psychonauts would know where he is?
He refused to tell me anything about it.
Wait, what?
If they even did. I don't know what happened. I tried asking about it, but they refused to say anything about it. They keep insisting that it was. That it's my condition, that it's just. That I was imagining things. But I know what I saw. I know what I saw.
I I think you're right. I I think they're lying again. They do that sometimes. They lie. They they push out the people who want to fix them. They lie and they cheat. I'm only a part of them because I have nowhere else to go. And I know how bad they get.
And I'm only a part of them now because I'm a danger to anyone else.
I don't think you're a danger. I think you need help. They're keeping you a danger. They won't let you get help. I don't know.
Why would they want to keep a bomb?
Why does a country keep a nuke?
And he looks over at Helen again. And then back at his own hands. Where'd the rest of them go?
Into the GPC, I think they said. Something's going on down there.
I need to help them.
Should I come too?
No. Take care of them. Make sure they're okay.
Right. Good luck. You'll do good. I know you will.
He gets up from his chair and he looks over at Avery. And before he goes, he does hug Avery.
Avery blinks, but he hugs back. The shock subsides enough for him to hug back, absolutely. He's just surprised it's happening.
You do feel emitting from him sort of a comforting warmth. It's not hot. It's basically sort of like if you were enveloped in a warm blanket. Or like a heated pad. But he lets go and walks off.
Avery lets out a deep breath and smiles, and for the first time in a while, his breath does not leave fog. He's warm enough to just breathe. Kaboom! You run out and you make it to the GPC. A little bit after the others have made it inside, but, well, let's talk about what they found in the meantime.
Woohoo.
You counselors went down to this, what looks to be a storage room. Sitting in a chair in the middle of it is an unconscious Gruff. In particular, with a psi portal on their head. And you see, astral projecting into their mind, sitting right before them, is Miss Smits. Gally is standing next to Gruff and sees you guys entering and rolls her eyes like, oh, God, they couldn't keep this place safe if they fucking hired help these days.
It should be noted that they probably don't see Moosh because Moosh is still invisible.
Yeah, Moosh is invisible, but they see everyone else. They're like, oh, well, it's too late now, unless you want to head in after her.
What did you do?
Oh,
Why? Why?
why would I tell you?
What?
If you don't, we'll
Why
make
would
you.
he? Oh my god. You know,
Worth a try.
Gally crosses her arms and she's like, well, I'm no muscle. I'm not going to stop whatever you want to do.
just know that you're in serious trouble. Everybody here is in serious trouble with this.
Oh, yes, I know. I'm so scared of the trouble I'm in. Ah.
I have no mood.
You might want to be more respectful lest you find something unsavory when we return.
Threatening children.
Not
Let me
threatening,
guess.
stating a fact.
So, you beat up the kids outside?
Oh,
I'm so scared of being beaten black and blue by a bunch of adults.
oh
She
dear.
looks at Toros. Let me guess. It was Orly.
What?
Orly is the one that squeaked.
Why does that matter to you?
Because I care about the little shit. And because he squeaked, he's in trouble.
They're all in trouble, jeez!
Oh no.
What do you mean by trouble?
You think Birch and Helen are the only muscle in this operation?
No.
So, what would you like to do? Your situation is this. Gruff is sitting there with a psycho portal. Mitzi is literally projecting into their mind. You could follow suit.
Yeah, which one is Mitzi again?
She's the one who has a colored reference.
Ah, okay.
Spooky would want to follow after.
Well,
I
yeah,
mean-
Pascal was also going to do it as well, because he's just like, oh, this is just terrible.
Yeah. Spooky's just probably the best solution.
Oh no, they don't notice Moosh, but I honestly don't know what to do because I'm trying to figure out what Moosh would do in this situation right now. But I think he would want to try to save his friend, so he is probably going to go into the portal.
So who's going into Gruff's head?
Spooky.
Pascal.
Torres is gonna stay outside just to keep an eye on things.
Alright. So that's Moosh, Spooky, and Pascal are going.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Rough head.
Can I just
Gruffhead.
I wanna say though, before they go in, like the Torres just say outright they're not going in. Cause
Someone should stay out here.
Actually, you know
Spooky
what?
would-
I do change my mind. I'm not gonna go into the head. I am going to stay outside. I changed my mind.
Spooky
Moosh is just
Definitely,
gonna be
like-
watching from the corner.
Spooky kinda like does like a quick tap to Torres's shoulder, just like stay safe then.
You too. And please, God, don't hurt the kid.
Of
Oh,
course not. At this point, we're just trying to get them out.
also
to
I
be
would
fair, you can't hurt an astral projection, and it will not physically hurt the outside child.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that's still trauma.
I won't use any of my damaging abilities on them. If I have to restrain them, I will.
And inside you two go. After they go inside, a few moments later, Kaboom actually comes down. You see the same scene. Gruff with the psycho portal. You see not only Mitz, but also two of your companions also astral projecting into Gruff's head. And you see Galley. And we've got another one.
You know what? I'm not even really gonna ask why you're here. Because quite frankly, whatever reason you're going to give me is really gonna piss me off.
Kaboom.
I mean, if you want me to tell you the truth, I'll just spill the beans since everyone seems to know anyway. Besides, it's not like there's anything you could do about it.
You wanna end up like your friend Helen?
Kaboom.
Then zip it.
She rolls her eyes and just sits and waits for whatever decision Kaboom's gonna make.
I'm going in.
I
And so-
don't know if that's a good idea.
I need to fix this. So he projects himself into the mine through the psycho portal, and his body collapses to the floor.
Pascal and Spooky, you guys make it in, and you only have a moment to notice your surroundings before Kaboom appears behind you.
Kaboom! What are you doing?
I thought you might need backup.
Good.
At this point, I kind of don't want backup.
No.
Look, I'm sorry about earlier.
You.
I am.
While you're here.
Past means nothing right now. So long as we figure out what's happening and get Gruff safe, that's all that matters. So
You notice that this mine is in disarray. It looks like it's a town in the clouds. Like you're standing on clouds. But the clouds are stormy. It's rumbling and all of that. It's almost as if this is a nightmare version of what Gruff's mind is likely usually supposed to be. You see that there are crashed planes in each cloud, some of them on fire, some of them old. The town itself looks like it's almost got planes for buildings and a few just generally happy, kind of cartoonish buildings of offices, homes, stuff like that. But it's raining.
it seems bad.
You think? We need to find this kid.
Yeah. Whatever's going on.
Maybe we need to just follow the damage.
Sounds like a plan.
Mm-hmm.
Roll for me intelligence.
Okay.
Speaking of nightmares.
Pascal dumb.
Pascal,
He's still frazzled from everything.
Kaboom and Spooky know their nightmares. They know that this is the path left behind by a nightmare. So, they know how to follow it, and Pascal, you follow behind. You're led into town until you're eventually brought up to a building that just says Town Hall. When you go in, though, everything is in disarray. You see file cabinets knocked over, files thrown this way and that, the building in absolute chaos. And running around appears to be not Gruff, but someone who looks similar. Same wavy orange hair, but a thinner figure and a business outfit. They're running around like, darn, shoot, oh gosh, how am I gonna deal with this? Oh.
Are we like close enough to like talk
You
with
can
them?
talk, yeah.
Hello.
They turn and look at you. They're like, oh shoot, you're Gruff's friends! Thank goodness you're in here! Everything's been going to total hell!
Yes,
Are you one of his sensors or something?
Yeah. No. Their sensors look a little different. They look like little fighter planes. No, I'm just a figment of them. But, listen. That girl, she's got a power something fierce. She's using it to mess up everything.
Oh no.
they wanna wreck.
Mm-mm.
Oh.
What are they doing?
I've never seen anyone with psychic powers use them to summon real nightmares. Nightmares, they exist in the head. They exist on their own. The person makes them, not the person outside of them. No, but this girl, she came in here, and she just started pulling them out from the cracks in the clouds, and they were crawling all over the place.
She
Oh
was
dear.
ripping out his own nightmares.
More like making them on the spot.
We have to get. Which direction did they go? We have to get to them quick.
The nightmares are all crawling around out there, but I think you want to get to the girl. She's further in. She's been tearing this place up, looking for something.
Oh, she.
She's in so much trouble.
That she is.
So, there is one door that this figment points you to. You guys run in. It's a long hallway. All the doors are thrown open, and they all lead to messy offices, none of which have what you need. But one of them does have an already opened memory vault.
Oh, gee.
Oh my gosh. She really is making a mess. Pascal's gonna look anyway.
She doesn't have the right to invade someone's head like this.
Yeah.
You look at the memory vault, though.
Pascal does.
The memory vault replays when you approach it. You see a kid. Bright orange hair, tooth gap, running around in their backyard. They're levitating a toy plane around. It's doing dips and swirls. The telekinesis has it moving around and around, and the kid is clapping and laughing. All of a sudden, from inside, their mom comes out and grabs the plane. You see her scolding them for using their powers. This cuts to again, another time. Rough. Cooking. Using their powers to get ingredients from high shelves, to do multiple things at once, and their mom coming in, pushing them away from the cooking supplies and taking over the entire process. We see again and again. Them doing something or other, getting passionate and being put down by their mother. Until we see Gruff at a young age. Can't be more than 13. They decide to use their powers one last time, to do one last thing. They turn invisible. And they run away. They hop on a bus invisible. They go from place to place invisible until they get halfway across the country. And they tear up the paper with their old name on it. Benjamin Ballows. They take out another paper and write a new name on it. Gruff McGruff. They put it on themselves like a badge of honor. And they turn visible. And they go off to start anew.
Bro.
Uh,
Pascal kind of sniffles a little just from seeing that and kind of just like, okay, we need to focus.
yeah, we need to find the girl.
Yes, we need to find her now, because this is not okay. None of this is okay.
You guys continue down that long hallway until it eventually reaches the end, and it dips down into a downward spiral. You'll have to slide down.
Oh.
You two ready?
About as ready as I think we're ever going to be.
Yup.
Okay. Spooky immediately goes down the slide. He just takes one step and goes right down.
And Pascal follows suit.
Kaboom slides down.
You're all sliding down, and it leads you into a room that looks like an interrogation room. You see Gruff tied to a chair in this room with a light shining on them, and then in the corner you see Miss reading through what looks to be files she's pilfered. You see that they have no writing on them, but they're playing memories. They're smaller memories, not big enough to be kept in a vault, but important enough to be kept in these files in Gruff's mind. You hear her talking as she's watching it. This is what I needed. I knew it. I knew you knew something about it. Kid, please trust me when I tell you I don't know. Yes, you do. You know why my auntie's missing.
Excuse me.
Oh shit. Pascal was gonna move, but when he heard that, he kind of like paused.
Spooky isn't trying. Spooky doesn't want to be secret. He's just there.
So Spooky says, hello.
Yes. Hello? Did I interrupt?
Miss jumps back and hugs the file to her chest like, oh, they couldn't keep you out for 5 more minutes?
I said they probably kept us out maybe 4 minutes 59 seconds, but who's count? Give me the file.
No.
Kid, whatever you're trying to do, you don't want to do this.
I know the Psychonauts are behind this. They're doing something.
Doing
Yeah.
what? What do you mean the Psychonauts are behind?
Kid, I know the Psychonauts hurt a lot of people, but this isn't the way to do it. Not poking around someone's head by force. Not taking whatever you want.
Gruff looks at her and says, Kid, please. I know you want to understand, but you don't need to take my memories to do it, okay? You could have asked and I'd tell you what I know. I don't know where she is. I ain't seen her in 13 years. But if she's still missing, I'd be glad to help you find her.
I'm a little lost. Gruff, what is...
She's looking for memories of someone that I knew back way when I was just an early freelancer for the Psychonauts. I knew her well. She was a friend. They look like they're tearing up. I ain't seen her, like I said, in 13 years, but this girl came in here claiming I must know something because I was connected to her. Must know that the reason she's missing, the reason she's gone, that I must understand. And I ain't seen her, but I do miss her. Her name was Agent Borealis.
Oh.
Gruff is crying. I ain't seen her since something real bad happened in the Psychonauts. She was forced to leave. But I didn't think she'd go missing, that her family wouldn't see her again. I didn't even realize that she didn't see her family again until I saw poor Avery.
Wait, Avery? What do you mean by Avery? What?
How's Avery connected?
Miss walks over with the file and holds it out. You see a memory of a woman holding a very young child. You recognize it as Avery.
Oh.
You'll also see that Gruff is there, ruffling Avery's hair.
Oh. Oh my.
Okay.
Kaboom, you recognize that woman as the one that he was drawing earlier.
Kaboom walks over to... I apologize, what was the kid's name? Miss? Mixie? Miss. He walks over to Miss. Kind of gets down to his knees as he's at about eye level to her. And he's like, you really miss her, huh?
Of course I do. I barely
And
got
Avery,
to know her.
And Avery misses her too.
I'm afraid to talk to him.
Maybe you need to talk to him.
While you're in here, the kids out there are gonna start a rebellion.
Yeah, we kind of caught on as much.
No, but they're doing it right now.
What?
It's all a trap. I knew you were going to follow me eventually. I was supposed to keep you in here while they started causing chaos. Mac's the real leader behind it.
Oh.
Max.
Mac, his dad was killed while he was working as an agent on a mission with my auntie. We knew there had to be some kind of secret involved when we heard that they were sending people from HQ, that they were going to be sending McGruff. Mac said he knew that name. So, we started a plan. You need to get out before they start burning the forest down.
Burning the.
Holy shit!
What?
Yes.
What?
Okay. We.
Okay. You're coming out with, and you're coming out with us.
I am.
Here.
Okay. Okay. This is not good.
Come on, let's hurry.
While you guys...
Wait, Gruff.
Yeah, y'all untie Gruff. And Gruff's like, oh, thank you. You guys all reawaken in your bodies. Gally has her hands on her hips like, okay, so what's the skinny? Did you find out what you need? And Miss runs over and hugs Gally and is like, we've made a mistake.
Yes, you two have.
Okay, but now's not the time because if the forest is about to be on fire, there's going to be some real big repercussions. Not even just for like, not even small time repercussions, just for everything.
Taz and Moosh, you hear them saying that because they've awoken, but as you hear that, you hear a loud boom from the world outside.
Well,
Torres is gonna run outside.
Moosh is still invisible and is running out now. Why is Moosh invisible? I have no idea why.
Joe, what time are we at?
2:26.
Alright. Normally, this would be where the session ends, but I love you all, so I'm not going to leave you with that cliffhanger.
Yes.
You all run outside. And you see indeed a couple of kids using their powers to just go completely hog wild. Other kids are running away and hiding. Other kids are trying to fight back. In particular, you see Orson fighting against Winnie Threepwood and Hecate Riggs. And
no!
Man, they are holding him off. Winnie has an ability that you've never seen before. She has made out of psychic energy an actual sword. Like a real pirate's cutlass. And she is scaring the hell out of Orson. Like, get the heck out of here! You! Oh, I don't remember. You're making me so mad I don't remember my insults! Ah! And you see Hecate clearly forcing a perception upon herself to make her look like a demon. She's grown psychic wings, and she's trying to fly up to the top of the forest to yell down to the kids who are scared, everyone follow me and let's get out of here!
We need... Oh, God.
Oh, fuck.
We need to get this under control.
Now we do.
Maybe we should send a group to go look for the kids starting this.
Moosh is gone. But you don't notice he's gone. He's been gone for a while.
You hear up ahead Mac laughing, and you see that Mac has an unconscious Orly dragged behind him.
Oh, hell no.
He's laughing, and he's like, you finally made it out. Good job.
You!
This isn't going to end.
I don't think you should hurt me.
Now.
No. And just like the power that Winnie has to make a knife out of psychic energy,
Holy
so
shit!
too does Mac.
What?
I want to know what Mitt's found in there.
Well, you want the truth?
Yes.
Nothing. Gruff has no idea what happened.
Borealis is the only person who knows where the man who killed my father went.
Then you
Well,
can
he
all...
didn't know.
And who the hell does?
How should
Well,
we...
no one here. And quite frankly, you're just burning down a forest for nothing. And hurting innocent kids in the process.
This is anarchy. This...
No. This is just destruction. Pure and
And you'd
simple.
know about it, wouldn't you?
Oh.
Yeah, I would. Except I'm trying to be better. How about you?
This place belongs to the Psychonauts, and I know they're behind this.
And you think stabbing the owl kid in the face is going to solve anything?
Shut up. Shut up, you're still taunting me while I have a hostage.
No, I'm not.
Can I roll a sneak?
You can. That would be speed.
Okay.
What do you do with your sneak?
I sneak up behind Mac and take Orly from under his arms.
You take him and he whips around like, what the? You need to roll another speed very fast.
Shit.
Kaboom is going to cast Levitate on Mac.
Well,
I'm gonna have
running.
to roll an extent.
Okay?
And you're gonna have to beat 2 6s.
Okay.
Well, I'm running. This time, Moosh has now, like, you know, the invisibility's gone. He's running with Orly.
Which direction is Moosh running? Is Moosh running back towards the group or just further away?
Let's roll a D!
Well, it doesn't matter where you're running because Mac got 2 6s.
Oh, shit. Okay. If that's the case, I'm gonna use my ability.
What's your ability?
I'm gonna use my third ability, Stop Hitting Yourself, on Mac.
The thing is, you can't insert an ability into this when the action has already taken place. But after what he does, you can use it.
Sure, no. That's what I mean. So...
You try to run, he jumps forward. You try to levitate him. The levitation ball, he just slips forward from it, and it puts him further ahead. He slams the knife into Moosh.
Oh, fuck. Hey, at least the kid's okay. I'm a grandpa.
Roll 2d6.
Oh, fuck.
Can
Holy shit. Oh. This might knock me out. Holy fuck. This might knock me out. Shit. Oh, not that yet!
Oh god. Could Spooky try something?
Go for it.
Okay. I want Spooky to use Horrify.
What's... I can't do math right now. What's 11 minus 8? Is that 3?
That's 3.
Nice.
I'm on 3 fucking health right now.
So, you want to use Horrify. That is, it would enforce a courage roll on everyone around.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everyone roll courage, including Matt.
Wait,
Alright.
I have to roll courage too?
Yeah, horrify is literally Spooky doing something so terrifying that everyone needs to summon their courage to do anything when it's.
Oh god, please, Moosh! Fuck!
After Spooky's action, I want to try
No,
something,
shit!
depending on how this goes.
Dorky, your success.
I can give it.
Thank
I can
you.
give one of the successes.
Unfortunately,
Pascal's like,
Mac,
bitch, I'm a vampire. You ain't scared me.
Mac also
had
succeeds,
to-
though.
I would
Max
expect
used
Mac to
be
succeed.
scary.
I mean, looks at him.
Torres, what did you want to do?
I want to use psychotherapy to try and calm Mac the fuck down.
That's an extent roll.
No, motherfucker!
He pulls the knife out and stares at Moosh.
Moosh stares back. But this time you can tell it's a glare. Grandpa Angie.
You're not taking me alive. He moves.
No, I'm gonna stop him. I'm gonna stop him if he's gonna do anything.
You've got to roll
Speed.
speed. You manage to grab him by the back of his jacket before he can get away, and he's kicking and screaming, and he's like, "Let me go! Let me go!"
No.
He is swinging the knife, but fortunately you're holding him far enough away that he's just, like, not able to get a good hit in.
Spooky.
Hmm.
Restrain him.
Restraints? Okay. Spooky is going to use restraint.
Yep, you use your ability, and you restrain the child. The sign knife disappears.
I'm going to carry Orly over to Torres.
Kaboom tosses a dream fluff your way. Moosh.
God.
Can Pascal, meanwhile, since all that got taken care of, can Pascal turn around and try to get the intention of all the other kids to just stop what they're fucking doing?
Yes.
Like, he's gonna use his telekinesis to make his voice a little bit louder. He is kind of pissed.
It is extent.
Pop off, Pascal.
Alright.
Pop off for us, please.
Moosh doesn't catch the dream flock. It bounces off his head.
What?
Pick it up
Well-
and eat it.
I'm picking it up and eating it anyway.
Roll a d4 for health restoring. Also, Pascal, you turn and you yell, and actually, F, you're feeling weak because you're still bleeding. F, but
At least
Pascal,
covers up the
do you
wound.
mind? Yeah, do you mind if I, even though you got a success, give you a boost to make that success a little more successful?
Yes.
You turn and you try to make your sonokinesis so loud that they can hear, but it's hard to hear talking even through all this, even when it's loud. You guys see running down the hill, though, practically rolling down the hill to where you are, is Ketchup. And she runs up past you guys, past Pascal, and she throws her head back, lifts her hand up, and then she pushes it forward into her hand, and she squeezes her nose, and it lets out a earth-shattering honk. A totally, completely loud honk! And that gets everyone's attention for Pascal.
Oh.
Oh. He blinks, and he's like, "Thank you, Ketchup."
Yeah, thanks, kid.
He gives a thumbs up.
Everybody line up, please.
A bunch of kids do it willingly, the ones who were presumably fighting for the camp. Then some kids do it begrudgingly, the ones who were presumably in on the rebellion.
Oh my god. I cannot even describe on how angry I am right now.
So is the fire still going on in the forest, or?
They actually didn't get to set the fire yet, so you're lucky.
Thank fuck.
A bunch of trees got cut down, though.
Okay. Hmm. So what should we do?
I don't know. Past keeping him restrained.
Hmm. Does anyone have a band-aid?
Sorry,
I
I
don't.
only had the one dream fluff. But I think Avery's in the medical ward. He might be able to help you.
Oh yeah, we should.
I do actually have like 2 dream fluff and a psychor, but like, can I eat another dream fluff?
Yeah.
Don't drop it.
I'm gonna eat it.
Kids
Dirt
that
diminishes its value.
It gives it its earthy flavor.
Can Torres check to see how hurt Orly is, if at all?
You don't need to look too hard. You see Orly is hurt, but not, like, too bad. Just clearly knocked on the head to be unconscious, which is bad, but, like, it's nothing fatal, you can tell. Kid's just snoozing.
Thank fuck.
Pascal's gonna look at the group of kids. Okay. And I'm gonna ask you to raise your hand, but can someone tell me, why did you guys think that this would be a good idea? Can one of you tell me this?
A bunch of kids, like, walk out of the line and form their own line of kids who were not in on the rebellion, and they just point at the rebellion kids, like, they said the Psychonauts were evil!
Oh.
I need you to roll me intelligence.
Everyone?
Can everybody roll this?
Yes.
Okay.
Okey-doke.
Honestly, spooky.
If Moosh doesn't get this, I'm gonna say it's from blood loss.
Spooky is just watching.
No!
Paying
Oh,
Oh no, Moosh knows.
his senses, they're heightened.
No, he angry, buddy. He
You like a
angry.
shark, baby, the blood only fuels him.
The blood's given him.
To those who got 1-6, you notice that there's a few kids missing. To those who got 2 6s, you know it's 4 kids missing. Exactly 4, and who they are.
And they are.
Marty, Yolov, Candy, and Lenny.
I'm gonna say this right.
So basically,
Moosh is-
Marty, the shitty kid, his muscle, a bratty girl, and the business boy.
Oh my fucking god.
Okay, so does anyone know where those 4 went?
Orson raises his hand like, if I tell you, will I get in less trouble?
I don't think you're in any sort of position to negotiate that right now. Right now, you're lucky I don't call your parents immediately right now. So I would count my blessings right now.
Okay. Have you guys checked on your other counselors today?
Oh, gee.
Avery.
Fuck!
Moosh
Pascal!
runs. Moosh is running. He
Double.
doesn't say a word. He's angry. Moosh is angry. Y'all fucked him up. He's running. He's gone.
Kaboom runs after too.
I'm
You
sorry.
guys run. You guys run, you run, you run. Gruff is like, y'all check after Avery. I'm gonna go to the guys. Ernest and Baylor.
Oh, Torres is gonna go check on them.
That's
no.
actually where Moosh was
I
heading.
want to say
That's where
Oh, there's adrenaline. It's kicking in.
Spooky. I'd say Spooky was gonna go with Kaboom and specifically grabs Mac from the restraint and takes them with him.
So, half of you guys run to the counselor cabins, only to find them empty.
No,
The other
fuck!
half goes to the camp hall, goes to the infirmary area, and again, it's empty. But the one thing you notice about both places, there were signs of a struggle. And that's the end of the session.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
I hate you!
These kids, God,
God, fuck.
God.
I can't believe Moosh got stabbed.